and this is going to be What If Deku Was a Necromancer? Part 4. Okay, so we just ended off when Deku ended up resurrecting a villain. This villain's look is pretty old. He's wearing 60s clothes pretty much. So yeah. Uh, and he's also wearing a crocodile tooth necklace. So yeah. Okay, so let's get started with this part of the what if. Well, oh right, forgot to mention. Deku's quirk does have a drawback. Once he goes over the 3 people limit on his quirk and the 5 animal limit, he starts his mortality. I mean, not mortality. His what's it called again? Well, whatever. His conscience just starts going out the window. He has no. I can't think of the word, but yeah. Pretty much, he is going to start seeing the world a little differently. He has no. That's going to drive me crazy, but yeah. So he's pretty much just going to see people as. He's just going to see them as experiments, new weapons, new toys, new. Well, whatever an insane person would say about someone. A new playmate. But yeah, pretty much this isn't going to be a hero what if. No matter what happens, this has to be a villain one. Deku is, going to feel kind of different. He's going to have random burst of, insanity. Just, not insanity, but he's going to start having illusions and stuff like that around him. I forget exactly what it's called, but yeah. Psychosis he could start having. But yeah, pretty much, he's going to, he's just going to stop caring about people. And, starting to get along with Shinko. Starting to talk with her more. He can only hear her in his head because, there's not been really that many people that's died around him lately. And, she's been poisoning his mind. Saying, the people that die, they want to serve you after death. They always want a extra chance at life. So he starts listening to this. So the next person he sees that dies, he's just going to capture them. And not capture, but raise them from the dead. So yeah. Yeah. So the next person he sees is just a random girl on the street. And there's a villain attack happening. The villain, he has an air manipulation quirk. And he's making the girl drown. Well, not drown, but lack of air, so yeah, that's the best comparison I have. Pretty much, he's absorbing all the air in her lungs and taking it out, so she's slowly dying. A person can live about 3 minutes without air, so it's a slow, painful death. the blood vessels in her eyes start popping, and once she realizes she is about to die, yeah, she just looks like she's at peace with it. Oh, and well, Deku is starting to feel really bad for her and wishing that he could save her. And since she was on the verge of death, the shadow actually appeared out of him and says, "Your wish is my command." And pretty much goes over to the girl and says, "Awaken." Well, zombies don't need air, so yeah. They don't need air, so she's going to keep her memories from this experience. She's going to keep all of her memories. I do not know what to name her. So, yeah, just throw some comments out and, just throw some comments out and I'll just name her whatever. So, yeah. She's like, "What? I'm still alive?" She is just is crying in joy that she's still alive, and realizing she's not breathing, and well, she is questioning this. Her quirk is, well, I've not decided that one yet. I have an entire list I can go off right now. So yeah, just pick a number 1 through. Just pick a number 1 through 27. So yeah, no wait, 26. I forgot to cross that one off. But yeah. So she is just going to be wondering how she's alive at this point and being grateful about it. But she has a bad feeling too. So, like this came at a cost. And yeah, it really did, because she's going to have to listen to Izuku. And, well, the villain is curious what's happening. "Why are you still alive, girl? Oh, don't tell me. Your quirk allows you to breathe in I can't pronounce that word. Hospitable locations. Sorry, can't pronounce that word. But yeah. So yeah. Deku is just pissed at this villain, and he says, "Come out, boys." And, well, the two of them come out, the villain and I just had the name. Okay, so yeah, I found out what the name of of the other kid is. Hermes. So yeah, and the villain is going to be called Hephaestus. Just because going with the Greek theme. So yeah. Okay. So the villain kind of is curious. What can these two do, and where did that come from? And pretty much, he thinks that the boss of those two is just hiding in a portal or something like that, hiding in the shadows because he saw those two come out of some kid's shadow. So, yeah. So, well, the villain pretty much starts taking the air out of their lungs. And then he sees that doesn't work on one of them. The other one just starts having a hard time breathing. Because, well, Hephaestus, he's made of fire. Fire requires oxygen to survive, or it'll go out. But I'm pretty sure you also can make blue flames that way too. But yeah, whatever. Still going to follow rules of physics. So yeah. But yeah, pretty much. Pretty much the kid starts. Alright, forgot his name. So yeah. Pretty much Hermes starts going. Yeah, starts flying in his anti-gravity field. And well, air pressure kind of works differently when there's no gravity. Pretty much bounces off. So I mean, can't really go in there. So it starts going away from that area because space is a vacuum and blah blah blah. And yeah, pretty much he goes right next to the villain. The villain, well, he starts floating and, well, pretty much they end up breaking his hands. Hermes ends up breaking his hands and ends up, well, pretty much paralyzing him for life. Because there are worse punishments than death, but I don't consider that a worse punishment. But yeah, pretty much Deku is called a hero for doing that, saving that girl. Well, quote unquote saving her. But he's not called a hero. Those two are just called vigilantes for saving that girl. They just end up running off into a kid's shadow, and they are just curious if they have a friend with a teleportation quirk or a shadow teleportation quirk. So yeah, pretty much that girl has a sense to go in that direction too. And pretty much she goes in that direction and just ends up, well, jumping into Deku's shadow. And, well, Shinko pretty much starts explaining to her everything. She technically died for a second, and I saved your life. Well, to be more specific, the master saved your life. And, well, the girl is asking, Master? Who's the master? And the Shinko pretty much says, well, the person's shadow that you're in. And, well, the shadow is pretty much a beautiful place. Not a lot of light gets in there, but so it's a relatively nice place. The zombies don't really need to see. Pretty much they have more of an echolocation type thing. So in night vision. So yeah, it's just in case their eyes are dug out. They have pretty much echolocation. And yeah, they are pretty much. The girl is pretty much asking, why did Zuku? I mean, why did that guy want to save me? And pretty much, Shinko says, it wasn't for you. It was more or less to help build the army. And the girl says, army? He's planning on building an army? And Shinko starts laughing, saying, of course not. That was only a joke we say down here. And pretty much it says, if he wanted to build an army, he would build an army. I mean, we've only been in here for how long? 2 years. So, would Hephaestus would have said. And, yeah, pretty much. The girl would just say, oh, well, that's good. And pretty much, they hear a voice saying, shut up in there. You're driving me crazy. While I'm studying for, school. Oh, by the way, I'm moving up UA to college. So, yeah. Pretty much, Izuku is studying up a lot, so he can ensure that he'll get into UA. But, yeah. Since his sanity is threatened whenever he, actually arises someone. Oh, by the way, she counted as 2 because she was only half dead. It was just like trying to resurrect a living person for him, pretty much. So, yeah. That counted as 2 for him. And pretty much Shinko says, you're lucky. You got to keep your memories. Only because you're half dead. And we should actually be quiet now. Because, well, the master needs his quiet space in his head. Or we all get a little pain in our systems. So yeah, pretty much it actually hurts them if they don't listen to Deku's orders. It hurts 10 times less for her, but yeah. So Deku is just studying on advanced mathematics, and also algebra, calculus, blah blah blah, just a lot of different things. But there's this one thing, I forget what it's called, but it's pretty much the art of sewing 2 creatures together. He's working on this. He just wants to see if he actually can resurrect something like this. So he pretty much has been sewing the wings of a crow onto let's go with a rabbit. So yeah, but with a rat head, just to see if he could do it. And also also with horns too. Like he's sewing them to the skull. And this actually works. Pretty much doesn't have any brain cells. It doesn't well, let's just go with it's like a corrupted gem. A shattered gem. It can't think, but it wants to get back to its original body and go back to it. But it only can listen to Deku, so yeah, really can't think for itself. It's also in better terms, more like a Nomu. So yeah, it's like a Nomu in a way, but still wants to get back to its original parts. So yeah, pretty much it has the ability to fly. It has the speed of a rabbit, but with claws and horns and a rat's head, so it can actually bite into something properly. Yeah, because rats have fat fangs, I believe. So, yeah. And you also can control a rat's body easier because it only takes it only takes electricity to move the nerves properly. So, yeah. And, well, what Deku is laughing and saying, it actually worked. Well, that was a surprise. So, yeah. And, by the way, he also can, let's say, re... Yeah, well, remake certain things. If it's only the bones that are left of it, he can make... if he has enough biomass nearby that's dead, he can reform the organism. So, if you've seen some shows, you can guess what he's going to do in the future. He's not going to know this just yet, but I needed to say this so you know what's in store in the near future. Okay, see you guys later. Peace out. Bye.